What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, news and updates, deep dive, first look, I don't know. We're jumping in, there's lots of news. Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I have a horrible migraine. I know I'm being loud, but I'm just kind of pretending that I don't have a horrible migraine. I don't know when this video is coming out, hopefully sooner rather than later. I guess I'll see what I accomplish. But I want to give a big shout out to my friend Rob over at ETN. It's his birthday today, so shout out Rob. Also shout out Olin, who popped in the stream for just a brief cameo. I did a birthday stream with Rob. Shout out Olin, you're a real one, man. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you. Getting into Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. I'm so behind on news, but I want to talk about this current stuff because it's big. Well, Godzilla X Kong is not exactly a movie I'm very hyped for. I think it has so much potential, and I think the trailer is going to do a big job in getting me hyped. I'm not really in favor of bringing Godzilla and Kong back together so soon, so for me, this movie is just going to be one that I'm going into with mixed expectations because it's just not what I was ready for the MonsterVerse. But that's to say, I'm excited to see what they do in the film, and I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table. Adam Wingard, I think, brings great ideas, and these images show this guy's got really interesting ideas, and that's what I'm looking for, is new and interesting ideas, and I think that's what he's got. The MonsterVerse has been ramping up in a big way recently, with the first teaser coming to us for Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, because of course the movie is having a presence at CCXP, and so they wanted to boost the presence of the MonsterVerse through that, and they wanted to boost the movie, and of course the strikes are over, so now's the time to advertise. The first teaser we got was this Something Is Coming promo. This was from the Instagram account for Godzilla X Kong, and it shows the handprint from Kong Skull Island with text saying something is coming, and then the handprint from Godzilla vs. Kong. Is it implying that this is the same handprint? They don't look the same to me. I get that one's a reference to the other, I understand that, but the shape and the structure of the hands doesn't look the same to me. Also, I believe we are now retconning the hand and saying it is no longer Kong's bloody hand that he left on the mountainside in Kong Skull Island. We're saying that a different ape left that handprint and that it's a little more ancient than the movie. You can get into your wars all day long about whether or not that makes sense or if you like it. I don't care. For me personally, it weakens the emotional value of that scene, but it doesn't compromise the scene or the movie, so I'm completely fine with them making this change. It's also just a great visual, and I cannot wait to see it utilized again, as it already has been. As the first MonsterVerse bloody hand banner was revealed for the social media accounts, now with a bloody handprint slapped across it. I guess it could be war paint as well. Either way, very unsettling, very cool, very exciting stuff. That is a great teaser promo image, as is the New Empire banners. We have a square version of the banner with the bloody hand on it, and then we also have a social media banner for the film with the bloody hand on it as well. I really like these visuals. I think they are hyping up the movie in a big way. I really like the vibe. They're very cryptic. If I didn't know any better, I'd kind of be assuming at this point that Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire was going to be like a serious horror movie type of film where like this kaiju predator is going to be a kaiju serial killer and it's going to be coming after Godzilla and Kong, which would be incredible, and that would be a movie that you could easily get me hyped for, and maybe that's the movie we're getting, but I don't think it's going to be scary. I think it's going to be a very entertaining, fun, action-packed film. In addition to all of that, Collider revealed our first looks at the Godzilla X Kong booth at CCXP, and it looks really exciting. I think it's really nice to see that the MonsterVerse is taking these bigger steps, that Warner Bros. Is taking these bigger steps to give us a bit bigger of a look at the film, to give it a bit more of a presence. It's fun. You've got the Hollow Earth ground with this lava-esque texture. Not that that very much reflects anything other than Kong's castle. You also have the throne, which is not Kong's throne. This is actually the throne of the new enemy, whose name I'm not gonna say because I've seen no official source say it. I don't care if you know what the name is. It's not been publicly revealed. I'm gonna keep being respectful to Warner Bros. About that. So I know that they're out there, but it's disrespectful, I think, so I'm not gonna say it until I see an official source say it first. This new setup is really nice. I would like that they've got the big screen playing. I like the Rocky aesthetic. I also really like that they brought out the Godzilla and the Kong skulls. Now, of course, Godzilla's skull looks really cool here, and Kong's skull doesn't really look like a gorilla, but it still gives the vibe of Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. It's still pretty exciting. It's a great photo op. I think it's really cool. I really like that they did this. I also love that the background changes to be the new ape's eyes. I think that is so scary, and I really like it. Again, if I didn't know better, I'd think that this movie was going to be horrifying. But I love it. I love the color palette. I love that they're doing it. I'm excited about that. Also, Stephen Weintraub? Don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry, man. Of Collider was at the CCXP booth. He took some pictures there, so you can see those as well. He's the one who brought us those pictures in the first place. This is good stuff. The new Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire poster was revealed. We've got a couple different sizes and variations for it, but this was the first poster revealed. Bow to your new king, Godzilla X Kong, with this bloody handprint, again calling back to the image from Kong Skull Island, and of course the handprint on Kong's Kingdom, Godzilla vs. Kong, which now makes me wonder, is this monster, this new ape, did he kill a bunch of Kong species? Is that handprint slathered in blood from the fallen lineage of Kong himself? Is the handprint on the Hollow Earth war paint worn by this creature as he entered Kong's kingdom and slaughtered all of Kong's species? I don't know, but I hope so, because that adds a horrible dark irony to all of it. It makes Kong even more tragic that the first connection he's ever had to his species is of this horrible freak. I love that. Anyways, I think this poster is wonderful. I love the texture in the white. That's such a nice detail that they added. I also love the bloody handprint. I think it looks wonderful. I think the face looks great. I love the face itself. I love that they gave him blue eyes, which are non-threatening, but are so creepy in context. They gave him the snaggletooth from the King Kong 2005 design. This is just such a wonderful poster. I'm so glad we're moving away from floating head posters. I think they're ugly. I really think this is beautiful. I think it's artistic. It's really what I like to see. And they continued it with a Godzilla handprint and a Kong handprint, and they look incredible. I also like that it's not just the same handprint over and over again. This is Godzilla's handprint with the 4 fingers. I love it. I love the claws. I like that it's got red spilling into it because Godzilla in the new movie's getting an upgrade and there's going to be some red to him. So I like that red's becoming a new color for him. I like the red eyes. I think that's very cool, and I really hope Godzilla in the new movie has red eyes. That'd be sick. Kong's poster is great as well, with the eyes, the orange and the red burning. It's so cool. Looks great. These are the kind of artistic posters that I really love to see. And in my personal opinion, if we get just another floating heads poster, if we get a poster like what we got for Godzilla vs. Kong, which I thought was really bad, I'm not going to be into them. These Comic-Con posters are wonderful, and I really hope these are the main posters to promote the film, because they're artistic and they're pretty and they're simplistic and they're very -1 in how they didn't try to overdo it. I love it. We also have one of Godzilla and Kong's poster telling us to unite, telling us that they are going to be uniting, which we already knew, obviously. We also have one lining up all 3 posters. That's nice. And then KDM put them all together in his own little poster as well. So there's a couple different variations of it. My personal favorite is the red bloody handprint, and then probably the unite poster I think is very slick. I like that wallpaper a lot. That's a nice and simple desktop background, I think. I like it. Okay, this feels weird to do so early into the advertising for this movie, but spoiler warning for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. I know people who have worked on or near the movie. I've got a lot of friends in this space. A lot of the time I hear things that I don't want to hear. I'm not a big spoiler guy. I really dislike them. I don't like to be spoiled. Spoilers for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire are rampant on places like Twitter. It's basically impossible not to run into them. It feels like at this point I've already seen the entire film, and based on the way KDM has responded publicly, being like, oh my god, everybody knows everything. I think everybody knows everything, which is such a shame. Either way, I wanted to give a spoiler warning because some people are going to consider the first looks spoilers because they're already showing a pretty major moment and turning point in the film. And so I want to give a heads up that, hey, the marketing for this movie is probably going to be loaded with spoilers, and it's kind of unavoidable, and people kind of did it to themselves because people went and spoiled the whole goddamn movie. As someone like myself who doesn't want spoilers, feels like I know everything, which sucks, and I hate that, and I'm going to do my best to not spoil anything when I cover this film. That being said, let's jump into our first looks for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. Starting out, we actually got 2 new t-shirts revealed for the movie that give us brand new looks at the characters. We have this Roar Power shirt, which is $22.95. You can go buy it from Legendary's website. Oh my god, why does it say Roar Power? That is embarrassing. I would never wear a shirt that said Roar Power, but this shirt would be so sick if you took that text off. Otherwise, I'd feel embarrassed to wear it. Why Roar Power too? Like, that's his name? Why not King Kong or just Kong? What is going on with that? The next shirt doesn't say like Atomic Fury. It says Godzilla. Either way, this is our first look at the new Kong design in Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, and it looks pretty sick. I mean, it's mostly just the Godzilla vs. Kong design again. He's got a bit longer beard. His fur on his shoulders has been puffed out a bit more. Some people have compared his new look to looking a bit more like armor. I personally think it's a bit more muscular. It now highlights this kind of muscular shoulder shape. You also see in his arm where it almost looks like veins due to the way the fur is shaped. I think that they went with a very muscular look for Kong. I think he actually looks fantastic here. I think he looks better in Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire than he did in Godzilla vs. Kong, although still my preference in Kong designs is 2017's Kong Skull Island's Kong. That's the best Kong has ever looked in my opinion. I also like that the helicopters are flying around on the poster because it ties him back into Kong Skull Island, which is nice and fun. And then the colors are also very pretty. I like the purple. I'm very into the new purple designs they're going with. Purple's one of my favorite colors, and so I'm happy to see it being used more. The next Godzilla shirts are so freaking juicy. Oh man, these ones are interesting. So these are blue shirts, obviously, because blue is the color of Godzilla, but they revealed the brand new Godzilla design. That's right, if you didn't know, now you do. Godzilla's getting an upgrade in Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire with a brand new design. There's helicopters flying around him too, not as thematically relevant to Godzilla, but it also looks like there's like maybe a mushroom cloud behind him. That's maybe a little distasteful if that's what that is. Either way, we have a brand new Godzilla shirt. I love the text. I love the colors. I think it's really sick that they're going with this kind of purpley pink color for Godzilla. That's epic. The spines look crazy on this shirt. They're so colorful. I don't think they're going to be that colorful in the movie until he maybe charges up. I think standard in the movie they're going to be pinkish purple. I think they're supposed to look like flesh. So I think they're going to be pinkish purple in the film. Godzilla overall has a brand new design. He's a lot sharper. He's a lot meaner. His arms are significantly longer, significantly more muscular, and it looks pretty good. A lot of people on Twitter recently were freaking out over a leaked toy that showed the design that looked absolutely abominable, but this looks pretty decent. And while personally they've gone with some very strange choices, I still think it could look really fantastic in execution, and I think it could be a lot of fun. Basically, what it looks to be here is Godzilla's spines molt. Is that the right word? When like a deer loses its antlers, or like when a snake sheds its skin. I think it's going to be molting. I think Godzilla's spines are basically going to be peeling away to reveal the core within, and I think that core within is going to be growing, and maybe the next time Godzilla shows up in a future movie, they'll no longer be purpley pinkish. They'll be covered back up with the bony exterior that gives them their structure and their strength, whereas here I think he's going to just kind of be evolving, so I think he's going to kind of be just going under this massive power surge, and so he's not going to have time to fully grow his body into proportion. That's basically what I understand it as. Either way, I think it looks really exciting. I think it's going to be fun to see. It's clearly taking inspiration from Mir Goji, Godzilla from Godzilla 2000, and from Godzilla X Megaguirus, which unfortunately is probably my least favorite Godzilla design. I really don't like it. At the very least, it is one of my least favorite Godzilla designs. Personally, that doesn't do anything for me. I know a lot of fans who are so hyped about this. One thing I will give this design a lot of credit for, because I think it's exciting, is how long the spines are. I think it's really cool. I love a Godzilla with big spines. Personally, I felt -1 was great, but I would have even pushed those enormous spines even further to make them even more enormous, because I love it. I think it looks powerful and exciting, and it's like his crown, and I like a Godzilla with a big crown. So shout out to the new design for doing that. And also shout out Jared Krzyzewski. He's the one who designed this new Godzilla. He's very proud of it on Twitter. Big shout out to you, man. I'm sorry that the world first learned of your new Godzilla through that toy. I'm sure that toy's prototype is gonna be what the final result of the toy basically looks like, because the Playmates prototypes don't change all that much. And so I'm sorry that people immediately had a negative impression of your work, because I think it's pretty solid, and I'm excited to see it. Even if, like I said, I'm not like totally into the Godzilla 2000 design, I still admire and appreciate the reference and the inspiration that was clearly taken from that, and I'm hyped to see it regardless. I know a lot of people who love that design. Alright, that'll do it for this one, guys. I'm gonna give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. If you want to check out the Patreon, you can using the link in the description below, where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. Until next time, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. D-Man out.